in a world fueled by conflict.
You save your stories and now you just lost all credibility with you, really.
Belligerence.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth!
And malicious comments.
You can see my belly, and we can all see you dying right now. Let's go for it.
Comes a podcast where none of that exists. This is the Snozcast.
Who the hell ever heard of a Snozcast?
Hey, laser lips! Your mama was a snowblower.
Just one question.
Ain't you got no ear holes?
Right turn, Clyde.
Hi, honey. Did you miss me?
With every bullet so far.
Shape, or you call it shape. With that perfume you wear at Catch of the Day.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Snozcast. Like always, I want to start off with a thank you for just a little bit of your time today.
Oh no, not another one.
This week's episode is a special episode. I got a request!
You make me feel very special.
Ellen from St. Charles, Missouri requested a review. And since I'm all about taking requests, and I'm incredibly fluent with her choice, Ellen, this one's for you.
Oh, what do you say we get started?
Her selection is so much fun. It was, quite literally, one of the top 20 most successful movies of 1987. I'm referring to the 80s Ode to Alfred Hitchcock, the classic comedy directed by Danny DeVito, Throw Momma from the Train. This film does a great parody job on the Hollywood idea of thrillers and is a comedic take on Alfred Hitchcock's film Strangers on a Train.
What else you got?
Now, early on, Danny DeVito wanted to play the main role of Larry Donner, and Bill Murray was also considered for the role. However, Billy Crystal ultimately landed the role, and are you ready for this? The great Robin Williams was also considered for the role of Owen Lift. Plus, so was Joe Pesci, Dudley Moore, Bob Hoskins, Christopher Lloyd, John Goodman, Michael Keaton, John Lithgow, and the great John Candy were all considered for the role of Owen Lift. Before I get too far into the trivia for this movie, let me tell you what this flick is about.
Will you hurry up? This is taking too long.
College professor Larry Donner has had some trouble writing since his ex-wife stole his last book, put her name on it, and turned it into a bestseller. In fact, he's also quite vocal about his hatred towards her. Now, Owen Lift is one of Larry's students, and he too is having trouble writing, so he asks Larry for help writing his short story. After giving Owen some advice and using his ex-wife as an example, Owen misunderstands and kills Larry's ex-wife. Larry has all the motives and no alibi, and in return, all Owen wants is for Larry to kill his mother. However, Mrs. Lift turns out to be a little harder to get rid of than originally expected. Now see, according to Wikipedia, the film only received mixed reviews but was a commercial success. But Anne Ramsey was praised for her portrayal of the overbearing Mrs. Lift. In fact, she received an Academy Award nomination for her work and at least got to see the movie she was so praised for, before ultimately passing away 5 weeks after the movie was released.
Oh, shit, man.
Speaking of Anne Ramsey, let's start our character descriptions with her.
Of course.
Anne Ramsey was an American character actress best known for her distinctive raspy voice, expressive face, and memorable performances on television and film. She was born in Omaha, Nebraska in 1929 and began her acting career in the 1950s, appearing in various stage productions and small roles on television. Her breakthrough came in the 1980s when she portrayed the memorable and villainous Momma Fratelli in the cult classic film The Goonies, earning her widespread recognition and critical acclaim. Ramsey's portrayal of Momma Fratelli showcased her versatility as an actress and solidified her status as a beloved character performer.
Nimble little minx, isn't she?
Throughout her career, Ramsey appeared in numerous films, often portraying tough, no-nonsense characters with a comedic edge. Some of her more notable film credits include Scrooged and Deadly Friend from 1986. In addition to her film work, Ramsey also made appearances on various television shows including MacGyver, The A-Team, Dragnet, and Night Court. Anne Ramsey's career was tragically cut short when she passed away on August 11, 1988, at the age of 59 due to esophageal cancer. Despite her untimely death, Ramsey left behind a lasting legacy as a talented and versatile actress whose memorable performances has continued to entertain audiences worldwide. Her unique voice, expressive face, and unforgettable characters ensure that Anne Ramsey will always be a cherished figure in the world of film and television.
She's great, isn't she?
She's the best. She's incredible.
Though she often played mean old ladies, in real life she was known to be incredibly sweet. She received 2 Saturn Awards, both for playing overbearing mothers, one for The Goonies,
I'll show you. Trevor.
and the other for Throw Mama from the Train.
Who the hell are you all of a sudden?
Though she played the elderly mother of Danny DeVito's character, in reality, Miss Ramsey was only 15 years older than DeVito. She oftentimes got the luxury of appearing with her husband on the big screen as well, appearing with him 6 times in her career in the movies Say Yes, Scrooged, and Any Which Way You Can. And speaking of Scrooged, she is one of 3 people to whom the movie was dedicated to. In this movie, Anne is portrayed as a domineering and controlling figure, often treating her son with disdain and criticism. She is seen as having a formidable and intimidating presence, and she totally dominates her son Owen's life with her demanding and critical nature. Mrs. Lift is portrayed as being verbally abusive and manipulative, often belittling Owen and undermining his confidence. Throughout the film, Mrs. Lift's bossy behavior serves as a catalyst for the comedic events that unfold. Her controlling nature pushes Owen to the brink, leading him to concoct a plan to have her murdered, inspired by the plot of a Hitchcock film. However, as the story progresses, Mrs. Lift's character reveals layers of vulnerability and humanity beneath her tough exterior. Despite her flaws, her character is complex and multifaceted, adding depth to the film's comedic and dramatic elements. Anne Ramsey's portrayal of Mrs. Lift is memorable for its blend of humor and pathos, earning her critical acclaim and recognition for her performance.
Stop it, damn it!
You're breaking my concentration. You're distracting me, and it will then take me time to get back to where I was.
The next 2 actors hold a spot in my top 10 list of all-time favorites. I got the opulent extravagance of growing up watching both of these men as they themselves grew into phenomenal actors. The first of these 2 is the incredible Billy Crystal.
Hello.
Billy Crystal is an iconic American actor as well as comedian, writer, producer, and director, known for his versatile talents and contributions to film and television as well as the entertainment industry as a whole. Born in 1948, Billy Crystal rose to prominence through his work in comedy, captivating audiences with his quick wit, charm, and reliable humor.
You a rotten liar.
Crystal gained early recognition as a cast member on the television series Soap, where he portrayed the openly gay character Jody Dallas, earning critical acclaim for his groundbreaking portrayal of a gay character on network television during that time era. However, it was his dynamic career in film that solidified his status as a beloved entertainer. He starred in a diverse range of movies, showcasing his comedic prowess and dramatic depth.
Speaking of which, did you ever walk in on our parents doing it?
No. Why did you?
Yes.
Whoa! Whoa! Really?
Worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh, that's a horrible thing for a little kid to see.
This was 3 weeks ago in Florida.
Oh! Did you walk into the bedroom?
It was in the kitchen.
Oh!
Yeah, apparently it was spontaneous, too, because Popsicle had his hat on. You know, the one with the fake grass and a golf ball on it? Oh, it was horrible. Wax fruit flying every place, dog barking, my kids' pictures flapping up and down on the refrigerator.
Okay, stop it.
Pop was working hard. Enough of that. Did you take the car in?
Oh.
See, I think that's beautiful.
Beautiful. Not from my angle.
No, two people in love after all those years, that's great.
Great. An hour later, we ate on that table.
Oh!
But one of his most iconic roles came in the romantic comedy When Harry Met Sally, where his portrayal of the witty and neurotic Harry Burns earned him widespread acclaim and cemented the film as a classic in the genre.
I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
Billy Crystal's versatility extended well beyond acting, as he also found success as a writer, producer, and director. He wrote, directed, and starred in the critically acclaimed film Mr. Saturday Night.
I never got the act perfect. You know? I never got it just
buddy,
right.
Don't stop.
Why couldn't it have happened, you know? I wanted it so bad. To be the guy who, when he walked into the Friars, everybody turns around and they say, "Why him, that lucky bastard? I'm funnier than him." I wanted to be that guy, you know? I still do.
As well as produced and starred in the hit comedy City Slickers, which won him a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor.
Good, reality. Are you listening to this?
By the way, I will be doing a snozcast on that movie here very soon. In addition to his work in film and television, Billy Crystal is also a renowned host, having hosted the Academy Awards numerous times, earning him praise for his humor, charm, and ability to engage audiences. His hosting performances are often remembered as some of the most memorable in Oscar history.
He was good. He was very, very good.
Throughout his illustrious career, Billy Crystal has remained a beloved figure in entertainment, known for his wit, warmth, and enduring appeal. His contributions to comedy and entertainment have left an indelible mark on popular culture, making him one of the most celebrated and respected figures in the industry.
That's pretty much how he became a legend.
Now, as far as trivia on this guy is concerned, how about this? He was Jay Leno's first guest on May 25th, 1992, when Jay took over the late-night throne vacated by Johnny Carson on May 22nd, 92, just 3 days prior. He was also the opening act for Sammy Davis Jr. early in his career. And, I'm sure every actor has one of these moments in their career as well, he was initially offered the role of Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story, but turned it down. After he watched the movie, he said it was the biggest mistake of his career ever. And not so much of a mistake as it was irony, but he auditioned for the role of Jack Tripper on Three's Company, the character of a straight man impersonating a gay man. Ironically, he would go on to play Jody Dallas on Soap, the first openly gay character on primetime network television.
I'm supposed to say, That's interesting, but...
There is no but. That's groundbreaking, and I stand by it. And by the way, speaking of Toy Story, Tom Hanks was considered for the role of Larry Donner as well, but was already committed to another film. In this film, though, poor Larry Donner is portrayed as a down-on-his-luck author who is struggling with writer's block as well as personal issues, including a tumultuous relationship with his ex-wife. Larry's character undergoes development throughout the film as he grapples with moral dilemmas and confronts his own shortcomings. As the story unfolds, Larry's interactions with Owen and his mother, as well as his attempts to overcome his writer's block, contribute to the film's comedic and thematic elements. Billy Crystal's portrayal of Larry Donner balances humor with moments of vulnerability, capturing the character's frustration and eventual growth as the plot unfolds. Larry's journey in Throw Momma from the Train adds depth to the film's exploration of friendship, creativity, and the consequences of impulsive actions.
Do you get me, sweetheart?
Next up is a man who is 10 feet tall in my eyes, although he only measures 4'10".
Yeah, not hard, you're 6'3".
He is Danny DeVito, and he is a prolific American actor, comedian, director, and producer known for his distinctive appearance, dynamic performances, and versatility across film, on television, and in the theater. Born not too far away from Billy Crystal, again on the East Coast in 1944, DeVito's career spans several decades, earning him acclaim as one of Hollywood's most recognizable and beloved talents.
I am retired.
DeVito rose to prominence in the late 1970s with his breakout role as the sarcastic and conniving Louis De Palma on the hit television series Taxi, for which he won a Golden Globe Award and earned widespread acclaim for his portrayal of the memorable character.
My mother's that way. Cries every Christmas on account of my little brother Nicky never comes to see her. I'll give you the same advice I give my mom when she cries. I say, Ma, shut up.
Transitioning seamlessly between comedy and drama, DeVito's film career flourished with iconic roles that showcased his range and depth as an actor. He starred in numerous acclaimed films, including One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, I bet a dime.
Huh?
I bet a dime.
All right, here. Go ahead. That's 20 showing.
No.
Take your money.
No. It's not. It's 10, 11, 12, 13.
This is a fucking queen here, you understand? You don't count to this and to this.
Hit me.
You got 20 showing!
Hit me again. I don't know.
Romancing the Stone.
Oh, hi, Ma. It's me, Irving.
Ralph, you little twerp, where are you?
Calm down, Ma. Who says I never call?
For Christ's sake, tell me the story.
All right, cousin. As usual, you got us in some serious shit here. First of all, the stupid dame got on the wrong bus. Now I'm stuck in some kind of spicko military compound. They're mobilizing for Iwo Jima here.
Do they know who you are?
Oh, what do you think? I'm going up and introducing myself to every cop in the Pueblo. And another little tidbit, cousin. Guess who else is here?
Zolo.
Oh, well, give the man a cigar. You're goddamn right, Zolo. He got in my car. Not only are we kidnappers, but I'm about to have a close encounter with a cattle prod.
Has he got his boys with him?
No. He's making do with the local yo-yos. Oh, no. Oh. Look.
God damn it, Ralph. Get that map. Just...
Don't yell at me, Ira. Don't yell at me. Look, you want to kill me? Take me back to Queens and kill me. Don't let me die in the jungle like a goddamn snake.
Ralph, goddamn it, I don't care what you gotta do. Just get me that map.
And Batman Returns, where his portrayal of the villainous Penguin left a lasting impression on audiences.
Teach him my French flipper trick.
In addition to his acting prowess, DeVito also found success behind the camera as a director and producer. He directed and produced a number of films, including Throw Momma from the Train and The War of the Roses, showcasing his keen eye for storytelling and sharp comedic sensibilities. Beyond his work in film and television, DeVito has remained active in theater as both an actor and a producer. He co-founded the production company Jersey Films, which has produced a string of successful films, further establishing DeVito as a prominent figure in the entertainment industry.
You don't really think you'll win, do you?
Throughout his amazing career, Danny DeVito has captivated audiences with his magnetic presence, impeccable comedic timing, and ability to inhabit a wide range of characters. His contributions to entertainment have also left an indelible mark on pop culture, earning him a place among the most celebrated and respected figures in Hollywood.
All I know is the choices we make dictate the life we lead. To thine own self be true.
In this movie, he's a socially awkward and somewhat eccentric aspiring writer who lives with his bossy mother. Throughout the film, Owen is depicted as a character with a vivid imagination but limited social skills. He idolizes his famous authors and aspires to be a successful writer himself. However, his insecurities and tumultuous relationship with his mother often hinders his progress. Now, Owen's murder plan leads to a series of comedic and chaotic events showcasing his naivety and desperation for validation. Now, despite his flaws, he is portrayed with sympathy and complexity, and his character undergoes growth and development as the narrative progresses. Danny DeVito's performance captures Owen's quirky charm and underlying vulnerability, making him a memorable and endearing character in this film. Now that we've learned one or two things about the characters,
Where did you learn to count?
let me show you why this movie is so funny.
This better be good.
I warned him, boss.
Anthony told me it was life and death, boss.
You mug stop calling me boss. It ain't respectable. Sorry, boss.
Our movie begins with our main character sitting at his writer's chair on a rainy day, suffering from writer's block. He tries everything to remove the block, including cleaning, new paper, adding tea, and even alcohol to the situation. Finally, he turns on the TV for some relief when he hears his ex-wife on Oprah.
Hello, Oak. Remember me, Professor Blank?
We're back. Well, I'm sure you all know the name Margaret Donner. If you don't, you must have been living under a rock. Ladies and gentlemen, the author of the best-selling novel...
Author of the best-selling novel.
Fire.
Author of the best-selling novel.
You must be very proud of yourself.
As the scene progresses, you see Larry's resentment for his ex-wife as we learn that she has stolen his book, put her name on it, and it has become a bestseller.
The woman stole my book and put her name on it. What's to be proud of?
And there's just you. You facing you in that mirror. Do you say, Margaret, you did it? Yes, I do.
Slut! She's a slut! Look at her, slut!
A second later, Larry's friend Lester stops by to let him know who's on TV.
Hey, man, your wife's on TV.
Ex-wife, Lester, ex-wife.
She looks good.
And it's because criminals don't age, Lester. It's a common fact. Criminals and Dick Clark.
To make matters worse, she slanders his character on national television, lies about the story, and gets a massive applause from it all.
Your money. Millions of people who are out there wonder how it was that you, Margaret Donner, produced such a brilliant piece of writing in just your first time out.
Oh, well, Oprah, I mean, it's the story of my life.
It's my life, Margaret. It's my life, and I want it back.
The scene changes, and we meet Momma for the first time, sitting in her chair watching the same program. She turns off the television with her cane, and it's here where we start to see the Academy Award-winning performance given to us by the great Anne Ramsey.
Evan! 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 What? Get me a soda with some ice in it. Evan, hurry up, Mama. Chap, Owen, come on. All right.
We also start to see her paranoia as she fears that someone will take her away and put her in a home.
But you were writing a letter. No, Mama. You were writing to tell them to take me away. You want to him to take me away.
I'm writing a story for class, Mama. I don't want him to take you away.
Yes, you do.
Owen loves his mama.
Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama.
And it's also here for the first time that we see how Owen fantasizes about killing his mother. As Owen grabs for a soda, he casually notices their stash of the cleaning product lye. The scene then cuts to Owen dumping a sizable amount of lye into his mother's teacup, then topping it off with her soda and some ice.
Hurry up with that soda!
Coming, Mama.
Hand me, Mama. Show him to death, you moron. You're too damn slow.
I'm sorry, Mama.
I'm sorry, Mama. Why didn't you get me the salted nuts?
The salted ones are no good for you.
The unsalted ones make me choke.
You then get to witness Owen's imagination run away on him for a split second as we see Mrs. Lift drink from the cup and immediately, wretchedly scream from the poison. In reality, though, he knocks the cup away from her lips at the very last second, breaking the cup and receiving a punishment for it as well.
You clumsy poop! What'd you do that for?
By the way, Danny DeVito insisted on a real slap from Anne Ramsey in that scene. And if you watch closely to the scenes filmed around the inside of the house, you'll also see that Mama's house contains a few framed pictures of birds, most likely a reference to Hitchcock's The Birds, as well as Psycho, in which framed birds are also seen on Norman Bates' wall as well, also a reference to the movie The Birds.
That's all I need is birds.
The scene transitions to a classroom where Professor Donner, to make ends meet, has started teaching a creative writing class at a local college where Owen is a student. One student is reading her story out loud to the class as we join them for honest criticism.
Okay. Here we have all the elements of drama. We have the tension, the horror of war. Mrs. Hazeltine, when you're writing a novel that takes place on a submarine, it's not a bad idea to know the name of the instrument that the captain speaks through.
I used to know that.
And your similes need a little bit of work. His guts oozed nice like a melted malted. Well, it's a little...
Too harsh?
A tad.
Owen is sitting right in front of Professor Donner's desk. He quickly sneaks over and pulls his story from the bottom of the pile and puts it on top, jumping his classmates in line. Yet, Professor Donner sees his story and decides to skip it for...
100 girls I'd like to pork.
Now, if you watch closely here, you can see Billy Crystal clearly say the word fuck instead of pork, but the word pork is clearly overdubbed. The reason for this is because Danny DeVito wanted a higher selling PG-13 rating, and he couldn't get it through the MPAA, who regulates those things, with his initial 4 uses of the F-bomb. So he reduced it to just 1 as to avoid the R rating.
Oh.
The scene changes, and we then come to see Owen stalking Professor Donner in the rain at the local laundromat. He comes up behind Professor Donner with one of his ties in hand. He's holding it as if to strangle him from behind. Without warning, Professor Donner turns around to come face to face with Owen, and it scares the shit out of him.
This is your tie.
God.
You dropped it.
Oh, how'd that get in there?
It got wet. I was afraid it would be ruined.
Thanks.
Owen introduces himself and has questions.
Hi, I'm Owen.
I know.
Why didn't you read my story in class?
Your story?
Yeah, you know, Murder at My Friend Harry's. Why didn't you read it?
I did.
You did? What'd you think of it?
It's raining, Erwin. Can't we discuss this tomorrow?
Owen, didn't you like it?
Well, no. No, I didn't.
Why not?
It was 3 pages long. It was a murder mystery, 3 pages long, that, by the way, was no big trick in finding the murderer.
Professor Donner tries to explain, but Owen just doesn't get it.
I have to go now, Owen.
Thanks.
We come to find out that Larry has dipped his toe back in the love pond after his nasty divorce, and he has unintentionally stood a woman up by the name of Beth.
Hi, Beth. It's me. It's 10:30, and I did it again. I'm sorry. It's just that Margaret was on the. Boy, there we go again. I'll look. I'm sorry. That's all. Bye.
And once again, the sad case of writer's block has hit poor Professor Donner, and he is once again trying to work his way through it.
The night was hot. Wait, no. The night was humid. The night was humid. No, wait. Hot. The night was hot. The night was hot and wet. Hot, wet and hot. The night was wet and hot. Hot and wet. Wet and hot. That's humid. The night was humid. Maybe the night isn't humid. See, maybe the night isn't humid. Maybe it was humid in the morning, and at night it was cold. That gives you fog. The night was foggy. The night was dry, yet it was raining. The streets were wet, but the night was as bright as the earrings at Margaret Donner's ears. My God, I'm going out of my mind! Fuck it! The night was humid. That's it, and that's all. Oh.
At the same time, Owen is working on his next story for class, and Momma has a wax ball.
Stop it, damn it! I got a wax ball in my ear. Get it out.
Oh, Mama!
Right into her, weren't you, Owen?
Don't start that again, Mama, and don't hit me anymore.
You love her.
There's no her, Mama.
You're writing a letter.
I'm writing a story for class, Mama. Don't you understand? I take a class. I take a nice class. And I'm gonna be a writer someday.
You know how that typing upsets me.
I'm sorry, Mama. A writer writes.
You follow Owen and Momma into the bathroom, and once again, Owen's imagination begins to run away with him as he sees a pair of scissors on the shelf. He begins to think about picking up the scissors and driving them into her ear canal, but suddenly...
You're gonna be nothing. You're gonna be nothing. You'll never get to first base. All you do is type. You sit there typing all day like a fat little pigeon.
You won't ever hear it again, Mama. I promise.
Mama, I think she got it, Sonny.
After a quick shot of Owen writing his new story in the dark, we come to see Larry walking through the college cafeteria. Owen stops him, only to be brushed off. Larry sits down next to Beth and tries to explain that seeing Margaret on TV threw him off, and that's the reason why he broke their date. As his class looks on from a nearby table, Larry becomes more and more agitated by the conversation and finally screams out,
I'm talking about passion is selfless, committed, overflowing, not hate and murder and slut. I hate her. I wish she was dead.
which appeals to Owen. Meanwhile, back in class, another student has finished reading his story, which has appealed to the entire class. Professor Donner, too, applauds the student's effort as he reaches for Owen's story.
Next is Murder at My Friend Harry's by Owen Lift. Chapter 1. The night was humid. Class dismissed. I have an enormous headache in my eye.
It sparked something, or so he thought. Larry races home, and again we find him at his writer's chair fighting the writer's block. With no end in sight, he picks up Owen's story and a glass of wine and sits by an open window as Owen watches from the street. Owen eventually falls asleep on a rock wall and awakes to see Professor Donner leaving in his convertible. Larry catches up late night in the park with Beth and begins to explain why he gets so angered by his ex-wife.
You know, it's just that I see her and I...
You want to kill her?
Metaphorically, yes. Specifically, without a doubt.
Once again, Owen is watching Professor Donner.
Hi.
Oh, God.
Do you know Owen? This is Owen. Owen is a dead man.
Did I come at a bad time?
Owen, I'm dating.
After Owen corners Larry and Beth while they're being romantic on a kiddie train, Larry grows frustrated with Owen and tells him,
Owen, you cannot keep following me around asking me these questions, all right? This stuff belongs in the classroom, not on my time. Do you understand me?
That night, Larry is awoken to a phone call.
Why didn't you like it?
We then catch up with Owen and Professor Donner outside an abandoned grocery store. Owen is given advice by Larry to view an Alfred Hitchcock film to gain some insight into plot development for his murder stories. He sees Strangers on a Train, in which two strangers conspire to commit a murder for each other, figuring their lack of connection to the victim will, in theory, establish a perfect alibi. Having overheard Larry's public rant that he wished his ex-wife dead, Owen forms a plan to kill Margaret, believing that Larry will, in return, kill his mother. Once Owen figures things out, he calls Professor Donner to let him know his plan.
I'm buying a gun, Owen.
You're probably wondering what happened to me today.
No, not at all.
I saw that movie.
Uh-huh.
I know now what you try to tell me, Professor Donner.
Oh, good.
Crisscross. Evan! Look, I'll call you in a few days, pal.
Take your time, Owen, okay?
Bye. Evan! Coming, Mama. Who are you talking to?
I just called the weather.
You were talking to a machine?
Larry, however, is having problems of his own. His agent believes his wife's story over his and is letting him go as a client.
2 minutes ago, you were my agent, and now you're telling me that...
Larry, I'm sorry. That's the way the mop flops.
That's what I get after 7 years? That's the way the mop flops?
Larry, you have every right to feel like this is the lowest point of your entire life. Arnie, what are you doing? You're bending the fern. Don't bend the fern. Fluff it, fluff it.
How, as a human being, can you give up on somebody after 7 years?
Larry, this is a whole other agency.
Besides, you've never written anything.
What about Hot Fire?
This may be a tad bit disturbing, but we've just signed your wife on as a client.
Get me a doctor, Joe.
Larry.
I'm having a heart
Larry,
attack
please,
here. Give me a
please.
paramedic.
The book sold 2 million copies. Arnie.
But I wrote that, and you know that. Arnie knows that. Margaret couldn't write that. She couldn't write her name in the snow.
So Larry decides to go to the beach that night and get drunk on a rock. Away from the world and no one around, he has a quiet moment of peace, but no alibi because no one is with him. The scene changes to Owen in the back of a cab being dropped off to Margaret's house in Hawaii. If you look closely here, the name of the cab company is the Sunset Cab Company. This was a direct nod to Danny DeVito's days on his set of Taxi, where he worked for the Sunshine Cab Company as the infamous Louis De Palma.
You're a rotten kid, Nick. 6 years you're gone. You don't call. You don't write. Nothing. You come back for a crummy 5 minutes. Ain't you got no feelings for mine at all? Sunshine Cab! Hey, crazy lady, give me a break here! It's Ma.
Owen sneaks into Margaret's house and locates her sitting in front of a mirror putting on jewelry. He puts on his gloves and sneaks up behind her, only to be scared behind a couch to avoid being seen by the gardener, who walks into the room and proceeds to make love to Margaret, further showing us that she is just as promiscuous as Larry makes her out to be. Owen escapes and tracks her onto a cruise ship where he plans to kill her when no one is looking. The opportunity finally arises and Owen once again corners Margaret, this time on the bow of the ship. Margaret has her back to Owen and she is singing quietly into the breeze. While Owen is sneaking up behind her, Margaret looks down and notices one of her diamond earrings has fallen over the edge of the railing and is resting on the edge of the ship, inches from falling into the ocean. She leans over the railing in a desperate reach to retrieve the earring, and it's here, at the last second, that Owen decides to push her over the edge rather than strangle her. Several scenes fade in and out with no dialogue, one of which is a classroom full of students, but no Owen and no Professor Donner. As the scenes continue to fade and change, we finally settle back at his apartment where a very hungover Professor Donner answers an annoying telephone ring.
Cloudy. Aloha.
What?
I said aloha.
Hello.
Professor Donner?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Look, Professor Donner, stay by the phone. I don't want him to be able to trace the call.
It's Owen, and he's calling to tell Larry that the job is done and no one saw a thing. At first, Larry warns Owen to stay away from his wife, but Owen continues to tell him that no one saw a thing, and again, the job is done.
Did you hear what I said, Owen? You stay away from my wife.
I told you, it's done. Nobody saw.
What the hell are you talking about?
Crisscross, like in the movie. Done.
Owen, what the hell did you do to my wife?
I don't want to say on the phone. All I can tell you is that I killed her last night.
Larry begins to panic.
God, Owen, what the hell did you do now? Tell me the truth.
Look, meet me tonight at 7:30 where Mulholland Drive meets Cahuenga Pass. We'll discuss your end of the bargain.
My end? What the hell are you talking about?
You gotta kill my mother, like you said.
Kill your mother?
7:30, Cahuenga Pass, crisscross.
Owen,
By this point, Larry is in full-blown panic mode.
Shit, he did it. He did it. The little bastard did it. He killed my wife. No, he didn't do it. He didn't. He couldn't No, he didn't do it. I'll call her up. I'll call her up on the phone. She'll answer the phone. I'll hang up, and she won't be dead. That's it. And that's... Come on, Margaret. Answer the phone. Answer the phone, Margaret. Why the hell isn't she answering the phone? Because she's dead. That's why she's not answering the phone. You don't answer the phone when you're dead. They're gonna think I did it. They're gonna think that I did it. Why would you think that I did it? Because I hate her guts. That's why they're gonna think that I did it.
He quickly realizes that he has no alibi because he was released by his agent and busy getting drunk on a rock, and no one was around to witness it because he wanted to be alone.
I was on a rock.
A rock.
They're gonna think I did it. I'm all motive and no alibi. Alibi. I have no alibi. Motives are no problem. I'm up to my ass in motives. I'm majoring in motives. Alibi, nowhere near my neighborhood. Not for 1,000 miles, but motives. Woo! I gotta go. Can I borrow your car?
Sure, man. The keys are on the coffee table next to the door. Goodbye.
He borrows his buddy Lester's car and takes off. The first person he can think of is Beth.
I'm in really deep shit, Beth.
Oh, yeah, look who's decided to breeze back into my life.
Now he tries to tell Beth what happened.
Just like I told him.
Just like you told him?
We were speaking hypothetically.
Larry Donner, did you pay a man to kill your wife?
No, he just did it.
Oh my God.
Hey, look. There was this guy, and I told him something, and he took it the wrong way.
But everything just comes out wrong.
Yeah, what did you say to him? Don't kill my wife, wink wink?
I don't like your tone.
Needless to say, he leaves, frustrated.
One little murder, and I'm Jack the Ripper.
The police are now looking for Larry as we see a detective in his apartment, let in by a maintenance man. Both men, as well as a uniformed police officer, look over an answering machine as Beth calls back.
Leave a snappy message. Bye.
Larry, it's Beth. Call me at home right now, okay? As soon as you get in, I'm very confused. You came in with just murder and Margaret, and call me now. Thank you.
Larry stays out of sight until it's time to catch up with Owen. We find ourselves, like Larry, waiting for Owen at the designated meeting location on the corner of Mulholland Drive and Cahuenga Pass. Larry is biting his nails with anxiety as Owen approaches the car.
Larry!
Get in the car, Owen.
This isn't your car.
I borrowed it from a friend. Get in.
Owen holds up a diamond earring.
I thought you might like to have this. It belonged to Margaret.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
I absolutely love the scene that follows. Larry and Owen begin discussing what happens, and it's very clear that Owen has an attention problem.
Look what you did. You killed my wife.
No, I didn't. Yes, I did.
You're a sick man, Owen. You need care, and I am taking you to the police.
Did you know that Hawaii was actually a series of islands that was all spit up by the same volcano? I never knew that.
As the conversation continues, you begin to understand why Owen was thinking like he was.
Why did you kill my wife? I thought you wanted me to. You said you hated her, you wish she was dead. I told you I hated my mama, I wish she was dead. I kill your wife, you kill my mama. That's fair.
I am not killing your mother. You have to turn yourself in.
I'm not turning myself in. It was part of our plan.
What plan? There was no plan, you moron! You killed a person, that's it and that's all, and I'm taking you to the police.
I'll just tell them that you did it, so what's the point? You got the motive.
Larry gets pissed and wants to play hardball. He decides to speed up and threatens to kill the both of them at top speed unless Owen goes to the cops and confesses. He agrees, and just then, the brakes go out. They crash through a barrier and go careening down a hillside, after which they nearly get killed going through a tunnel and coming face to face with an 18-wheeler. They finally hit a palm tree and come to rest in someone's yard. After a quick interrogation scene with Lester, the scene changes to Owen cooking Larry breakfast at Owen's house. Owen begins to explain to Larry the different ways he can kill his mother as he rests the cast iron skillet to his right. Finally, accidentally, they wake up Mrs. Lift.
Owen, what the hell's going on out there?
Nothing, Mama.
Who are you talking to? Who's in there with you?
Nobody, Mama.
Who's this?
This is Cousin Patty. He's going to be staying with us for a while. Isn't that nice?
You don't have a cousin Patty.
You lied to me. That's it. That's all.
The frying pan used on Billy Crystal by Danny DeVito was made of rubber. If you watch closely, you can see it bend a bit. The effect was achieved by using a real frying pan and a fork set down on a hard surface, then producing the gong sound by using a frying pan with the right sound characteristics. And it took 12 takes, that's 12 whacks to the coconut, just to get that right. Owen wants to know what Larry thinks of her.
So what do you think of her?
I think she could relax a little bit.
After Owen surprises you with an emotional scene that includes his childhood coin collection, Momma once again starts throwing demands at Owen, and Owen is pushed to his breaking point.
Owen! Food!
In a minute, Mama!
Don't you in a minute, Mama me. Let off your fat little ass or I'll break it for you. I want 2 soft-boiled eggs, white toast, and some of that grape jelly, goddammit, and don't burn the toast.
Kill her, Larry. I can't. You gotta kill her for me, Larry. Don't you understand? Crisscross. Crisscross. You gotta do it, Larry. If you don't, I will. I swear I will.
Move it, fat boy!
That's it. I'm gonna choke her to death with this belt, Owen. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill her. Larry.
Calm down, Owen.
Larry.
Owen, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be...
Larry calms Owen down by finally agreeing to kill his mother. As the detectives continue to search for Larry, they begin to question Beth and his students. And the students are, to say the least, painting a very clear picture for the detective.
And I heard him scream out, "I hate her. I wish she were dead."
Yeah, I heard him. He said, "I hate her. I wish she was dead." That's what he said.
I hate her. I wish she was dead.
He called her a very bad name and screamed, "I hate her. I wish she were dead."
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Owen is getting ready to go out for the night and explains to Larry how he's looking to have things done.
Should be sleeping in a couple minutes.
I graduated from Yale.
All right. Out you go. Out where? Out on the ledge. You go out on the roof, crawl
No,
into
no,
a
no,
window.
no. I'm not going out on any ledge.
Larry, you gotta make it look like a burglar. You know, you go in, you mess up
No,
things,
no,
you steal
Owen, this is going too far.
You want out of this? Yes. Well, then fulfill your end of the bargain. You go in there, you stuff a pillow over her face, and you leave, you walk out that door, you never have to see me again, okay?
Owen begs Larry to suffocate Momma with a pillow and leaves the house to go bowling that evening so he can have an alibi for himself. Larry does make the attempt, but chickens out.
Mrs. Lift, I know you don't want to hear this now. I know you don't want to hear anything derogatory about your son, Mrs. Lift, and I understand that. Because he's not a bad man, Mrs. Lift. He's a nice man, actually. He is a lunatic, though, Mrs. Lift. He's a lunatic. And, see, I don't have to be here now, Mrs. Lift. I could be in Mexico. I could be out of all of this. I'm only here to stop him. How do you say this, Mrs. Lift? Listen to me, Mrs. Lift. Your son killed my wife. And now he wants me to kill you. Mrs. Lift? I'm gonna go read the paper now, and I'm just glad we had this chance to talk.
In Owen's absence, Larry searches for evidence he can use to incriminate Owen. However, he discovers that Owen purchased an airline ticket to Hawaii under Larry's name. Larry is about to leave the house when the detective shows up with another police officer to question Owen about Larry's whereabouts. Owen returns home just in time to invite them inside. The scene that follows is very cleverly written. I will give you a rundown of it, but I won't spoil it for you. Once the cops are inside, Owen thinks Larry has done the job, so he lets his guard down and offers the cops some tea. Owen is disappointed to find Mama still alive and Larry hiding in the pantry. He toys with the idea of turning Larry over to the cops, but he does not go through with it and sends the police on their way. Owen then gets pissed at Larry for not going through with things.
Why didn't you kill Mama? Because I'm not a killer, Owen. I can't put a pillow over somebody's face and squeeze the life out of her.
So Owen decides to set a trap for Mama by taking the basement door off its hinges so that way Larry can push Mama down the stairs, making things look like an accident. Owen once again leaves to have his alibi. As Larry decides not to go through with things and starts to run away, he hears sirens and faints at the sight of flashing lights across the street. He awakens to the sound of Mama.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Owen's friend.
Owen doesn't have a friend.
That's because he's shy.
No, he's not. He's fat and he's stupid. Get out of my house. Where is Owen?
Owen went bowling.
I want Owen.
He'll be back in a minute.
I want my bath. I want my medicine.
I can get it for you.
Who the hell are you all of a sudden?
Let me hang it up for you.
I can hang up my own goddamn
I know that, but I would like to hang it up for
Get
you.
out of my way, you black bastard.
Knowing there's a trap set for her, he offers to hang up her shawl. She refuses and hangs it up herself, and the trap does not go off. Surprised, Larry goes to the door to investigate, and when he pushes ever so slightly on the door, it comes off his hinges, and he goes sliding down the stairs, falling right into the water heater, knocking himself unconscious, appearing dead.
Pain in the ass.
Hours later, Owen returns to find Mama still alive and Larry apparently dead. That finally tears it. Owen has had enough. The scene changes to show Owen opening an old case and putting together what appears to be a shiny metal object of some sort. Owen then begins to stalk his mother while she sleeps, and Larry in the meantime regains consciousness and finds Owen trying to kill his mother by blasting a loud trumpet in her ear. But Mama awakens, irritable as ever, and claiming that Louis Armstrong was trying to kill her.
Holy shit! What a dream I was having! Louis Armstrong was trying to kill me!
She sees Larry and hits him in the crotch with her cane.
Mrs. Lift?
Get away from me, you horse's ass!
The next morning, Mama sees a television news report identifying Larry as the prime suspect in Margaret's disappearance.
The ex-husband of missing novelist Margaret Donner is wanted for questioning, but has now himself disappeared. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of Mr. Donner, please contact your local police department.
Owen!
In other news,
There's a murderer in the house!
She threatens to call the police, and Larry flees. He then boards a train to Mexico. Owen and Mama follow, and the three ride in a train car together. And it's here where I begin to bring the Snozcast to a close, because after all, the name of the movie is Throw Mama from the Train, which gives you a small idea of what's to come. But before I start the wrap-up process today, here's 5 random facts about the movie, and my favorite scenes as well. Anne Ramsey was nominated for an Academy Award for only 10 minutes worth of screen time.
Fascinating.
The film company Orion needed to approach Warner Brothers about getting permission to use the references to Strangers on a Train, but Warner Brothers wasn't too keen on cooperating. Warner Brothers then realized that Orion still owned the rights to the movie Arthur from 1981, so they traded the 1951 Alfred Hitchcock classic to make an Arthur sequel. Arthur 2, On the Rocks, turned out to be a complete disaster at the box office, whereas Throw Momma from the Train went on to become the 13th most successful movie of 1987.
Interesting concept.
The tunnel in the film is the observatory tunnel at Griffith Park in Los Angeles. This is the same tunnel that was seen in Back to the Future and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. All three films were released within a 4-year period of each other from 1985 to 1988.
Fascinating.
For a time during filming, Danny DeVito was sick with flu-like symptoms. Balancing his heavy acting and directing responsibilities and not taking any time off, he said there were two things that helped him get through those difficult days: cigarettes and chocolate.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Originally, the film was to end with Owen revealing to Larry that Momma had died from choking on a salted peanut. But that's not the case, and I won't tell you what happens at the end.
That's very interesting.
I know, right? But before I let you go today, I want to show you my favorite scenes from this movie. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. And as usual, no spoilers.
You clumsy poop! What'd you do that for? Holy shit! What a dream I was having! Louis Armstrong was trying to kill me! Pain in the ass!
Mrs. Lift?
Get away from me, you horse's ass! You don't have a cousin Patty.
You lied to me!
That's it. That's all.
Well, that does it, Ellen. I hope you enjoyed my look at Throw Momma from the Train for you. If anyone has any questions or you want me to review a particular movie like I did for Ellen, you can hit me up at snozcast@yahoo.com. You can hear all my content on my webpage at snozcast.com as well as on Spotify. You can see me doing my fun stuff on my social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you're a new listener, I genuinely want to say thank you for giving me just a little bit of your time today. And to the rest of my friends and relatives,
In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.